All right, you guys, so today we're just going to be reviewing some multiplication problems. All right, so the first problem is students at a college recycled 631 aluminum cans last year. So I'm just going to circle 631, that's very important. They hope to triple the number of cans they recycled this year. So what does triple mean? Triple means times 3. So I'm just going to put a note and put times 3. So I hope to triple the number of cans they recycle this year. If they meet their goal, how many cans will they recycle this year? So I know triple means times 3, so I'm going to multiply 631 times 3. Okay, so I'm going to do my area model with this problem. So I'm going to break it apart. 600 plus 30 plus 1, and then 3 on the side. Now, when I solve inside of here, remember, what multiplication problem goes in this first box right here? Good, 600 times 3, and 600 times 3 is 1800. Now, what multiplication problem goes in this middle box? Good, 30 times 3, I hide my 0, 3 times 3 is 9, add my 0 back, 90. The last one, 3 times 1 is 3. So now I need to add up all of my numbers. So when I add up 1,800 plus 90 plus 3, I get 1,893 as my answer. All right, so remember triple means times 3. All right, let's go look at this next problem. Miss Kennedy wants to give 8 pencils to each of her friends. She already has 81 pencils, so I'm going to circle. I know she wants to give 8 pencils to each. What does each mean again? Each means multiply. So I know I'm timesing 8 times something to her students. So I got to figure out what her students are. She already has 81 pencils, all right? There are 24 students in the class. So how many more pencils does she need to buy? Ooh, look at these keywords. So I'm underlining and boxing my keywords. I circled my numbers. So I know 8 times her students. How many students does she have? Good, 24. She has 24 students. So I know I'm doing 8 times 24. I'm not doing 8 times 81 because I'm not multiplying pencils by pencils. I'm multiplying the 8 pencils to each of her students, which is 24 students. So 8 times 24. That's the first step, all right? Now, I'm going to put number 1. That's my first step. What is my second step after I do that? She already has 81 pencils. The question is, how many more pencils does she need to buy? What does many more mean to do? Many more means to subtract. Good job. So I know that I am subtracting next. So I'm going to subtract my answer from 81 pencils because that's what she already has to figure out how many pencils does she need to buy. So let's do our first step. Let's multiply 8 times 24. We're going to do it the standard way, the vertical way. So first what do we do first when we multiply? Good, 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. All right, and then we're going to multiply. This is not a 2. How much is that worth? Good, a 20. So 20 times 8. 20 times 8 is 160. So when I add 160 plus 32 up, what will I get? Good, 192. Now I have to subtract. Then my first step, my second step is subtract from 81. So I'm going to subtract that from 81, and I'm going to get 112 as my answer. So my answer will be 112. All right, last one. Miss Meldal needs 200 index cards for a project. So I know she needs 200. So I'm going to start with 200. Can't do anything with that right now, right? So let's go to the next bullet. She has 3 packs with 40 index cards in each. Ooh, I see my numbers, and then each means to multiply. So 3 packs with 40 index cards in each. So my first step, I know I'm doing 3 times 40. All right, let's look at my second step. She also has 28 index cards that are not in a pack. So also means like you're adding 28 more. So then I'm going to add 28 more cards that are not in a pack. All right. So the question is, How many more does she need? You didn't see the question, but that's the question. How many more does she need to meet her goal of 200? So many more means to do what? Good, subtract. So I know I'm going to subtract this from, I'm going to subtract that from 200. So this is a 3-step problem, you guys. So first we're going to do 3 times 40. Let's do that first. So 40 times 3. 0 times 3 is 0. And then this isn't a 4. What is that worth? Good, 40. 40 times 3 is 120. So I know when I add that up, I will get 120, right? So I did the first step. Now I have to add 28 to my answer. So I'm doing 120 plus 28. What is 120 plus 28? Good, 148. After that, then I have to subtract from 200. All right? So I'm doing 200 minus, look at all this work. This is how your paper should look. 200 minus 148. 0, 0, 2 turns to a 1. This turns to a 9 and a 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 4 is what? 5. So 52 will be my answer. She'll need 52 more to meet her goal of 200 index cards. All right, so these are some basic 2-step, 3-step multiplication word problems that you guys have to know. And you may see these type of word problems on your test soon. So good job with focusing today on this lesson.